This video is for smart men. Today, I will give you a recipe for solving the problem every man faces in their life. So your woman talks or is friends with other men, and the whole world, all your friends, relatives, as well as people from the internet tell you that this is normal. Relax. What are you worried about? And it feels just like you are at the dentist office as a child. The doctor says to you in a gentle voice, "I'll just look, it won't hurt." But you can already feel that something's wrong. Is it normal that she has male friends? Even as a teenager, I thought. Since when did friendly communication between a woman and a man become the norm? I suppose I will surprise many, but for example, in America in the 70s, after dinner, men and women continued the evening in different rooms. The very phenomenon of friendship between a man and a woman showed up quite recently. But we are diligently convinced that this has always been the case, and this is the norm. Any man feels that there is nothing normal in such a situation. Anyone will experience discomfort when their woman has a nice conversation with another man on a regular basis. It's not about the likelihood of cheating itself, but about the fact that right now she lets him much closer than she should. Their communication contains smiles, laughter, hints of flirting, and perhaps even dirty jokes. This is overstepping all the boundaries that you can think of. The truth is, they have a relationship that is still called friendship, and in which so far there is no intimacy, but there is everything else. Trust, habit, a certain emotional attachment. That is an excellent foundation to once build an intimate relationship. It's always more than a friendship. In the 70s, an interesting study was carried out. Scientists invented a criminal case, the outcome of which completely depended on the decision of the jury. All jurors were women. Before the meeting, all these women were firmly convinced that anything could affect their verdict, but not the looks of the defendant. As a result, the plain-looking man was considered guilty, and the handsome man was decided to be acquitted. There are additional studies that confirm that women prefer to talk and be friends with a man who is physically attractive to her. She can sincerely say, "He's just a friend, just a colleague. We just talk." But here's the contradiction. The jury women also believed that attractiveness did not affect their decision, but the experiment showed otherwise. The biology aspect. Regular communication between a man and a woman is always based on the current sympathy of one of them and the potential sympathy of the other. As soon as a girl gets a boyfriend, she forgets about her friends and they are left in the background. But when emotions for a man subside even a little, everything returns to normal. The woman is again surrounded by friends. Have you noticed something like this? This is not an accident. This is how the survival instinct works. Men tend to choose one girl and fight for her. Women behave differently. They like to gather men around themselves and choose one of them, so she can feel safe and enjoy the process. The girl does not understand why she is doing this, but we understand that this is a defense mechanism against stress. This mechanism allows the girl to stay in search mode for as long as she likes. Search mode and long-term relationship are incompatible. If the girl has not abandoned other men, then her search mode is still activated. That is, a relationship with you for her is not that important. Her behavior speaks for itself. And she will tell you later about how jealous you are and will demand to stop keeping her in a cage. You should never start a conversation with a woman on this topic and try to prove something. At best, you will get basic soothing phrases. "He does not attract me as a man. We are just colleagues. We have been friends since childhood. We could have been together already." In the worst case, there will be a pointless scandal, and you will be declared guilty. To tell you the truth, it is almost impossible to stop women from getting high of friendship. It's just in their nature. Moreover, it is likely that it's easier for her to dump you than to stop talking with other men. Why? Because you can be replaced, no matter how rude it may sound, and you tell her to change her life strategy and the whole approach to relationships. You're trying to force a woman to change the foundation of an already built skyscraper. Such a replacement is a very painful procedure. She, just like an alcoholic, will find countless arguments why her friends are useful and will not even try to admit the problem. The impact on your relationship. A strong and honest relationship is not at risk because of her friends, but because of her very desire to have such friends. After all, no matter what she says, her actions will continue to cause you discomfort, and that means it will continue to ruin your relationship. How does a man feel in these situations? Remember how in childhood you gave your friend a ball, a bicycle, or a game, and then got anxious until a friend returned your thing back. What if it breaks? What if he loses it? There was only one thought in your head. It was definitely the last time. As soon as a friend returns your favorite thing, you carefully inspected it for damages. Similarly, a man examines his woman after a party or an innocent lunch with a colleague. That is, the relationship turns into constant stress. What if someone takes her away? And this is endless panic. If your girl has a friend, you will have to face the most awkward position for a man. You will find out that your beloved has secrets with a friend and discusses your relationship. You will see how she tries to please him and make him happy on his birthday. And the toughest thing, to see how she doesn't even notice signs of attention from her alleged friend. This is a very nasty feeling, as if you didn't close the car and left it in the yard. Anyone can get into it, and you peek out the window to check if everything is in order. The very fact of your consent to such a relationship discredits you as a man in the eyes of a woman. After that, you should not be surprised that she even gets jealous of her so-called friends. And there is no diplomatic way to resolve this issue. If you try to stop this, she will literally start to fight with you. Your actions. There's no need to build illusions, but it is also useless to argue. She will fight like crazy for the right to have friends. But rather, I recommend thinking, is she even worth it? At the same time, you need to get rid of the fantasy that after the wedding, after you have kids, she will grow up and something will change. It will change, but not for the better. There are only two scenarios. The first option, you hold on, never get jealous, and just believe that your beloved will not let you down. This is a popular illusion. You've been dating for 3 months. It seems to you that another year will pass, and her friends will fall off by themselves. But nothing changes. And here appears the most dangerous and most frequent male delusion. I just need to marry her. Many men believe that after a marriage, a woman will change. Everyone will see her in a white dress, and she will be mine. In practice, it only gets harder and worse. After all, she is no longer just a girl. She is a wife, and possibly the mother of your children. A breakup with her is an extremely difficult and painful process. She has all the leverage now. She can do no wrong. The second option is to make things clear for her. Don't stop a girl from doing something. If she doesn't understand what is acceptable and what is not, then it's useless. To find out the real priorities of a woman, long conversations are not needed. Just after some uncomfortable event, you should tell the girl, I don't tolerate this kind of behavior. For me, this is incompatible with a long-term relationship, and I can't imagine such a family. It seems pointless for me to force you to stop. Therefore, I decided to tell you about everything directly. Most often in response to sincerity you will hear, I don't understand what's wrong with that. Then the girl will say that she is not going to stop talking with other men and accuse you of jealousy. This means that there are no prospects for a relationship with this woman. If she says something else, then she may not be a lost cause. Other answers are rare and need to be analyzed individually. After you've heard the answer, the conversation cannot be continued. And if a woman is trying to prove something to you, you should say that you are not going to argue on such topics. Don't try to convince her and look for arguments, because the discussion will lead nowhere. A woman doesn't want you to convince her. She is just trying to get herself more comfortable conditions. If you don't understand this right away, you will have to deal with the consequences later. She will lose respect for you and leave for one of such so-called friends.